115,000 tech workers got laid off in 5 months because a CEO watched a demo and caught feelings. They're calling it AI psychosis, and we need to talk about it. So, if you're a marketing professional like myself, a laid off corporate worker, or a small business owner, being sold the idea of AI agents can replace your entire team. The decisions happening at the top of these tech companies are about to trickle down straight to you. So, the term AI psychosis, first of all, before we get into it, I just want to mention how gold that pretty much is. I mean, it's just right on point because as great as AI is, and as all these new innovations come out, I think a lot of us are getting it in head over our heels when it comes to, especially some of these, large tech companies that are, uh, you know, doing these massive layout rounds of layoffs and expecting AI to just be able to hit the ground running and take off. um, I think now we're starting to see a lot of that, a lot of the repercussions of that. So imagine handing someone a rental car. They drive it around the parking lot for about 10 minutes or so, and they come back inside and say, "We don't need drivers." That's what's happening in boardrooms across Silicon Valley right now. So, I mean, if you need another example, something that you can relate to, ClickUp, if I'm not mistaken, they just laid off about 22% of their entire workforce after deploying about 3,000 AI agents internally. So, not after validating the IRA or the value that these AI agents are going to bring to the organization, anything like that, not after measuring the decision quality over time, after deploying them, and that's it. That's like a restaurant owner buying a robot fryer and firing the entire kitchen staff. It's like, okay, why would you do that on a Tuesday? And then finding out on Friday, oh yeah, this fryer can't season the food that well, so we need some actual people in here that can actually make the food taste good. So yeah, that's what's really happening. That's essentially what's happening in the tech industry right now. So this isn't just a tech industry problem, though. That's what I want everyone to be aware of. This is a warning shot to every business owner and marketer who's been pressured to cut human judgment before the AI has actually proven that it can actually replace a human being. And so, for people who are starting to see this tap into their industry, regardless of what the industry is, I know I'm seeing it in the marketing industry on my side. Um, this TechCrunch article that I just took a look at, it really they dropped a piece arguing that these CEOs are making massive, irreversible workforce decisions based on an AI demo. That's it. They're not even saying what the proof and the value is, or how much you can actually do and compare it to a human, or doing any kind of controlled demo. That's it. Not what I actually delivers and or in scale over time. They're just, oh, this is what it's capable of. Okay, let's cut about a quarter of our workforce because we don't need that shit. That's basically it. It's like, how do you do that off of like I said, I know Claude and ChatGPT and a lot of these other AI platforms are great. Trust me, I use them on a daily basis. A daily basis, but I think some of these CEOs are getting a little overhyped on the agent capabilities after a 30-minute demo, and they're cutting headcount before any type of real productivity gains can be seen through this, or even validated. The ROI hasn't been proven, the institutional knowledge is walking out the door, and so now you've got companies betting on the culture and the operational continuity of their business from a technology that's hasn't earned anything yet. It hasn't earned that trust like your workforce has. So from that standpoint, It seems like a very rash decision based on, a 30-hour-long sales pitch or a demo on what something is capable of doing. Yeah, it can add processes. It can automate a lot of your, time-consuming things. But from what I see is I've sat in client conversations where someone wants to cut their ads manager because they heard ChatGPT can run Google Ads now. Well, it's while part of that is true, yes, I have to explain slowly with patience that knowing how to prompt an AI is not the same as knowing why your campaign tanked in Q4. It's that simple. I mean, it's not why your Houston audience converts differently than your Dallas audience, or what creative angle actually resonated with your audience or on Black Friday, and how to understand those nuances. I manage accounts where the nuance lives in years of testing data and client context. No agent has that yet. No agent has the historical framework or understanding of how things got to where they are, or what I'm watching happen in these tech companies as a paid media version of just boost the post. Like, what? I mean, it sounds like a shortcut until you see the actual results. That's what I'm trying to get at. It sounds like an easy, hey, this is an easy fix. This is something that where we can really save money and we don't need all these people anymore, but it's not that simple. And I think you're going to start seeing those results sooner rather than later. Excuse me. So the downstream consequence calls for, basically it's like an institutional memory loss. When you cut your junior marketers and your mid-level strategists, and you don't really just, it's not just cutting their salaries, you're cutting that knowledge base as well. You're cutting the people that know your brand voice, that have dealt with customer complaints for the past few years, or your seasonal patterns. They already understand these nuances. No AI agent can be trained on that yet. So what are you going to do about, those nuances that are walking out the door with the people that you let go because somebody could do some of the more tangible tasks, or you've got, some of these processes automated? That's great, but how are you having someone evaluate those processes and how they're working and how they're operating, and based on the nuances of your business and the seasonality of your business, and understanding, what creative resonates with a certain type of audience? So if you're a marketer or you're a paid media professional right now, your job security is increasingly depending on your ability to articulate what AI still cannot do and document it clearly. The strategists who survive this moment are the ones who are going to be able to prove the value of human judgment in plain language before someone above them decides, oh, it's automated. We can just automate that and deal with it later. So before they get to that point, you need to be able to articulate where your value comes from and why those nuances can be automated. So go look up AI agent evaluation frameworks, specifically those on, how enterprise teams are actually measuring agent decision quality versus human decision quality before making workforce changes. I mean, Google's research on human in the loop AI systems is a good starting point. You might want to get a better understanding of how to evaluate some of these AI outputs. Is now, a professional skill that people are going to be seeing adding to their resume. Like, hey, can you evaluate how these outputs are coming out, if they are good, bad, or indifferent, and what can we do to improve them? So this week, write down a few, maybe 3 to 5, maybe specific things that you do in your ads accounts or your marketing workflow that an AI agent can't really replicate. Something that, without your direct context, your campaign history, your audience behavior patterns, those are the types of things, the client relationship nuance, those are the things you need to be documenting. The document is in your professional value proposition in an AI first hiring market. So I want to know, have you potentially been, have you felt the pressure from your boss, from your executives, possibly from a client, or a business partner to kind of replace your marketing work with AI before it's actually proven that it can perform well? Have you seen this come across your table yet? Have people been asking you about these in your collaborative meetings? Drop it in the comments. Well, this is the stuff I want to talk about. This is what my platform is for. So we need to be openly talking about how CEOs are catching feelings from just a single demo. This isn't something that we can deal with on a long-term basis. Laying off 115,000 people is, not something that you want your business to be applied to. Don't cut that human judgment out of your marketing before you've actually measured what that machine can and cannot do. That's all I'm saying. Because I promise you, the nuance and the customer relationships that you see, your brand voice, your customer campaign history, those client histories, the something of a 30-minute agent demo can't replicate. Those are the things that we're tackling here at Davis Legacy Digital. We build out paid media systems and integrate smart tools without having to lose that strategy, without having to lose those nuances that actually move revenue. So DM me, Aaron, or visit me at davislegacydigital.com. We'll see how we can help you out. Thanks.